N22. N22. Oh, yes. G4. 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 B12. B12. B12? Oh, come on! Hi, it's Emily from Bite Size Vegan, and welcome to another Vegan Nugget. Today's video is the 6th in the Where Do You Get Your Vegan Nutrition Concerns series with the nutritionally sound Dr. Michael Greger of Nutritionfacts.org. If there's one nutrient that every vegan is interrogated about, it's most likely protein. But after protein, it's vitamin B12. Now, I've already done an entire nugget on B12, addressing how it's made, why we aren't getting enough of it in today's society, and how it's way more than a vegan problem. Do check out that video for a lot more info on B12. Today, I'm going to let Dr. Greger answer this quandary, and then I'll come back in to wrap it up. Another one of the nutrients that is just harped on, or vitamins, is vitamin B12. We get this all the time as vegans. Can we talk a little bit about that?
As we should, because some vegans aren't taking their vitamin B12, which is critical. So there's only 2 vitamins that one can't get, in the produce aisle, which where we should get all our vitamins and minerals. With the exception to one's vitamin D, which we already talked about, which is not, it comes from the sun. Only, is it artificially added, for example, to the dairy supply, or in very other rare sources. And vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 is not made by plants, not made by animals either, made by little microbes that blanket the earth. So we, used to get all our B12 we needed, presumably from drinking out of well water or a mountain stream, but now we chlorinate our water supply to kill off any bacteria. So don't get a lot of B12 in our water anymore, don't get a lot of cholera either. That's a good thing. But now that we live in a sanitized world, again, a good thing. And we're not like our primate cousins eating bug dirt and feces all day. We got to get B12 from somewhere. And so the hygienic source, the safest source, the healthiest source, the cheapest source is vitamin B12 supplements. You can also use vitamin B12 fortified foods. So, soy milks and, meat analogs and things have B12 added to them. But probably the simplest thing is take one 2,500 microgram tablet of B12. The chewable sublingual once a week, costs you $5 a year, share a bottle with your friends, super easy, and you actually have better B12 status than everybody else around you. But it is something that it's serious, we don't have enough of, particularly for infants, vegan infants who don't start out, who may start out with low levels if the mom's already had low levels and just go downhill from there, whereas many people who go start eating vegan later in life start out with pretty high levels, and so it may take them a while to show deficiency. But even then, everybody needs to ensure a regular, reliable source of vitamin B12. That's including those people who eat meat. Yes, they get it from meat, but that's not where you want to get your nutrients, right? It's lacking in all these wonderful things we want, like fiber, and has things we don't want, like the saturated trans fats, cholesterol, etc.
People get really tied up with, is sublingual do I need to get shots? Is that more effective than doing the sublingual versus all these other forms?
No, the only reason they do sublingual is, in this country, is just because how doctors reimburse in this country. The reason people get shots in this country and sublingual everywhere else in the world is because doctors are salaried everywhere else in the world. They don't get paid by the visit. And so if you just take sublingual, do you have to go back and see your doctor? No. But if you get shots, you go back to see your doctor and you have to pay them more. You have to get your insurance to pay them more. So that's the only reason. And that studies have shown sublingual is just effective. So, for example, if you were deficient, you could take 2,000 micrograms once a day for 2 weeks and basically restore your levels as good as if you got a B12 shot. The stuff is really pretty. It's this ruby red, kind of mad scientist looking fluid, has this great placebo effect with it, but no need to get shots.
And then the final question I had about B12, there's also some, some research and some camps out there that say depending on your genetic makeup determines whether you need methylcobalamin, hydroxycobalamin. Which form do you think is the best, and is it specific to genetics or is it just a blanket?
Cyanocobalamin is the best, it's the cheapest, it's the most widely available and convenient to get. And the reason I say cyanocobalamin is because that's what the research is on, right? The vast majority of research is on cyanocobalamin. You take vegans who are who have B12 deficiency, you give them cyanocobalamin, they get better. We don't have similar studies with some of these others, and the dosages are all different. People get confused. If people want to take methyl, then you'd have to take like 1,000 a day, not 2,500 once a week. With the exception of people who are heavy smokers or people that subsist off cassava or have kidney function problems, cyanocobalamin is the best, cheapest, most convenient source.
That's really interesting because I've always like read and heard, oh, methylcobalamin is like the one that's already activated, and so it's the most bioavailable.
Because it's cheap. That's why there's coral calcium, right? What is calcium? It's chalk. So someone sells a chalk supplement. How do you get someone to pay $20 a bottle? You say it's coral calcium or some fancy little thing. Same thing with B12. B12, it's not that it's dirt cheap, but you use literally millionths of a gram. It's measured in micrograms. So look, if your whole bottle just has has 1 milligram of B12 in it, how are you going to make any money off of it? Well, you have to say it's like some fancy B12. Our B12 is better than your B12. But buy the cheapest and you should be fine.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed hearing Dr. Greger's take on B12. One thing I mentioned in my other B12 video is that the reason that animal products contain B12 is because animals eat from the ground and drink from natural water sources and thus ingest B12. But today, with our horrific farming practices having virtually sterilized our soil and, as Dr. Greger stated, literally sterilized our water, even our farm animals aren't getting their B12. Believe it or not, farmers give their animals B12 shots to be able to market their products as containing B12. Another way to look at this is, if a vegan diet is the reason we're not getting B12 and meat is the only source, then how did the meat get B12 from eating a vegan diet? Of course, we all do generate our own B12 to a small degree, but not a sufficient amount. B12 deficiency is a humanity-induced problem, not a vegan problem. And it is a serious medical issue. I'm not here to tell anyone whether or not they should supplement. I would advocate having your levels checked to see where you stand and going from there. Again, please see my original B12 video for more in-depth discussion on this vitamin. Now, if you eat B12 fortified non-dairy milks, fake meats, or other products, you can track your B12 consumption with Chronometer. And because of their nerdgasmic supplement feature, you can even enter your supplements to keep on top of your levels. Just go to the Create Your Own Food, select Supplement, and enter the data for the supplement you take. Then in your day's nutrition report, you have the option of showing or hiding your supplements to see where your diet alone measures up. While I already loved Chronometer, finding this new toy cemented our relationship. And since we're going steady, that's what the kids call it these days, right? They're actually sponsoring this video to get this information out. And the best part? It's totally free. Be sure to use the link in the video description to make your free profile so they know Bite Size Vegan sent you. I don't get any money for your click, but it helps track the effectiveness of these videos and whether Chronometer is going to leave me for a younger, more attractive channel. If you enjoyed this shot of vegan B12, give the video a big thumbs up and share it around to spread the nutritional truth. If you're new here, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down there for more awesome vegan content every Monday, Wednesday, and some Fridays. And not to miss out on the rest of the videos with Dr. Greger. You can find the playlist with all of the videos so far in the info card sidebar and in the video description below. If you want to help keep Bite Size Vegan educating, check out either of the support links in the video description below, and for perks and rewards for your support, just click the Nugget Army icon there or the link in the video description for more info on joining up. You can also find it in the info card sidebar. And hey, check out some of my related videos while you're here. Now go live vegan, get your B12 in, and I'll see you soon. B9. B9. I hate this game. This is the production quality that I've reached now. I have 2 masters in art.